Awesome people, inspiring stories, the Living the Dream podcast.
How long have you
Welcome
been doing this?
back to the Living the Dream
Okay.
podcast. We're live. Well, we're not really live, we're
Yeah,
recording.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm your host, Matt Scoletti, and what an awesome person I have for you all today. This is a new area of the podcast. We haven't really interviewed anyone in this space. Josh Lynn is with me, and he is a YouTuber slash entrepreneur getting more into the entrepreneurial world. And when I say YouTuber, legit YouTuber, the guy has 3.4 million people following him on YouTube. He is fun, he's funny, he's energetic, and he has hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers. The guy's amazing. Josh, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. That was a great intro.
I'm excited.
And
I
the
did.
thing is, like, here's the thing: when people actually talk about me, I never really like to take it because I'm the type of person when someone compliment me or say how much I accomplished, I usually just kind of shy away from that. I don't know. It's just kind of who I am.
No, but you're humble. I mean, I think that's awesome. I couldn't
Yeah.
even get out of this guy how many followers he has. I had to do my own research on him. He's so humble. But I love that.
Thanks,
That
man.
probably makes you you. So
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
what's your background, Josh? Like, how did you get into this YouTube, Instagram world? And
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
So I was born in Taiwan.
wow,
Yeah, so I was born in Taiwan, and I moved to Russia when I was six, I think 6 or 7, with my parents, because my
wow,
parents are like evangelists or minister, I guess that's what you call.
yeah,
They dedicated their whole life to help people and being in the church, but they're not like those crazy church people. They're all loving. They all just want to help people and they have make people have a better life, kind of thing. That's why they went to Russia when the Soviet Union collapsed, and then they say, oh, they need people to be there to help people and stuff. So we moved there. So I lived in Russia for 2 years. And then my mom didn't have a good health, so then we moved back to Taiwan. Then I was in Taiwan till I was 17, and I was not really happy when I was there in teenager years, and it was lots of pressure with school, with different, like, just kind of like the pressure there. I just don't really like it as much, and then I was lost about my identity, who I am, and didn't really have confidence by myself. So my parents decided to send me to US to as exchange student, which is kind of weird. I can touch back because back in 10 years old, 12 years old, I always just know I will come here. I don't know why. It's like it just manifestation, I guess. I just since I was little. Uh, um, so yeah, so I came here 17 by myself. No one, I don't know anyone. Brand new language, brand new culture. And just kind of learn how to survive and learn how to be in a brand new another country and by yourself. And then also learning like school and try to learn school in high school level, but another language. And
oh,
and yeah, so that was difficult. And then because my parents, they never really care about money and never really have much money, because they all I care about is like church and helping people. So yeah, so I was kind of didn't really have much money when I came here by myself. I remember there were times when I was in college, I had like $4 left in my bank account, and I was just like struggling and just don't know what to do. um
wow.
yeah, and then just kind of like as an immigrant, but by yourself, and also try to go through college and try to have good grades, but at the same time you can't even work because you're international student, you can't legally work. So I actually had to do some under the table, like in the restaurant, stuff
Yeah.
like that, just to survive. So yeah, that was kind of my journey. Then after I had a business degree from Cal State Fullerton. And then after that, I just kind of like, want to get into more internet star marketing stuff. I always interesting in YouTube back in like 2010, 2008. I started watching it so long ago. And then I'm like, cool, this is really interesting. I really want to do that. But back then I didn't really have any like money mentality or any like how it makes money. I just passionate about it. So then I'm like, cool, I just start trying to make videos, fail multiple times, fail, keep failing. And then eventually, pretty much back in 2014, that's kind of when a few videos started popping up, like back then I think it was viral. It was probably like 20,000, 40,000 views. Like, oh my God, the video's going viral.
Yeah.
I'm like, great, that's so much views. And then that's kind of how I started. But then I also got a job at like a marketing company or like a retail company. And then I just do the online marketing part. Wasn't really enjoyed it. I lived in Orange County back then, and I had to drive an hour every day to downtown just to commute. So
Yeah.
I tried that really hard, and I'm like, I gave my 100%, but then I just kind of, it just in my gut, just like, this is not what I want to do. And, and like, I don't want to waste my life to build someone else's dream, especially if I'm not passionate about it, even though I put 100% in it. So eventually I just do like more. I work during the week. I hustle YouTube, like a side hustle during the weekend. So I really, really, like go out or, party or stuff like that. Just kind of try to have a side hustle. And then once that started taking off, YouTube started paying about the same that they were paying me in the company. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take the leap of faith and quit. So I quit exactly on 2014 April 30th, I believe. It's still the Instagram picture on my Instagram. I took a picture of the cubicle, and this is the last time I ever worked for someone in the cubicle, and stuff. I'm just gonna work for my own dream and stuff. So yeah, so that's kind of long story short, kind of what I have been gone through so far, I guess, in my life.
No, you put it so well. I'm so glad you explained all that because I did not know that story at
Yeah.
all. And I got to pull out a couple gems you put in there, which is don't live someone else's dream. I love that you said that. And
Yeah.
I love that you said too, you gave the other job 100%. It wasn't like you just said, blew them off every time you went into work. You still worked hard.
Yeah.
You're not going to
And I
live.
feel like whatever you do, you always have to do 100%. Like, even though, let's say, you're doing a job, but they're paying you, hey, do 100% on it, and if until you find something else, and then do that.
I agree. Now, how 2014, you make the leap, huge jump, you go all in on YouTube.
Yeah.
How do you? I have like 45 questions for you. I'm just so curious.
Okay.
Like, how do you decide? Or how about we start from the beginning? You said you had a couple setbacks or failures. You had some videos that didn't do well. What
Lots of videos. Didn't do
Lots of
well.
videos. Well, that's you're learning. So what's the content? What's the message? Does it change video to video? How do you decide what you're putting out there?
Oh yeah. So I think consistency is number one, right? Not giving it up, and I'm very stubborn. So I don't really give up easily, which is good in a way. So I just try in the beginning. I tried vlogging, just talking to the camera, but so boring. Now I'm looking back, I'm like, no wonder you didn't get any freaking views because it's shit. But then I thought just hard work. I thought just gonna be hard work, consistency will give me some, will grow me. Sure, to a certain level, but if the content is bad quality, like I'm not even gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Like just someone talking about their day, just like it's not entertaining. So yeah, but then I learned from that, and then I started from doing vlogging every day. I remember I was doing vlogging every day for like a month or 2 months, and I'm like, all right, this is not working out. And then I switched. So I switched to do comedy videos, scripted comedy videos. That's when Vine was popping out. I was trying to do Vine a little bit, but wasn't really successful there. Then I do a little comedy video, I'm like, okay, that's kind of fun. But now I would look back, I'm like, oh my God, it's so cringe. And then from comedy, after comedy video, I started doing like a music show, my own music show. I brought like a green screen because I used to dance. So I'm like, cool. I dance and also a DJ. So I'm like, cool. So how can I combine them together? So I will be dancing in public and just, and have like a newest music in it, and then literally had no one film me and help me film. So I just put a tripod literally in the middle of traffic or in the little middle anywhere and just dance in front of the camera. It looks so stupid, but that was my hustle. I don't care how you look at me. I'm just grinding. I'm just doing the content. So from there, I mean, I started getting a couple thousand views, but nothing crazy, But then it's just a lot of work I had to put into it, and I had to do everything as most YouTuber. Like you had to be the director, editor, camera guy, everything, right? So then it was just a lot to put one video into it. So I started getting burned out, wasn't enjoy as much. Then I started seeing prank videos start popping out. So I'm like, cool. let me try out prank video because this is actually really funny, and I'm pretty sure I have the guts to talk to a stranger like that. So then I start trying that out, and it was really funny to me and the people that I did to, and then people liked it. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna try this a little bit more often. So I started doing that more often, and that's kind of how I start going up pretty
Oh,
much.
that's so cool how it's progressed so far in the last really 10 years, I guess. You've been doing YouTube slash Vine and the prank videos. I was going to mention that because for those of you that have not seen this guy, you have to look on YouTube, Instagram. And you know what? I was going to wait, but Josh, tell them where to find you on YouTube or whatever
Oh
platform.
yeah, I just put my full name, Josh Perlerlin, Palerlin, YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok now. I'm actually trying to start growing my TikTok, and then everywhere. It's all one the same.
Yeah, I mean, these prank videos, how do you come up with these pranks? Because they are hilarious and they're original. Like when I'm watching them, I don't see that prank anywhere else for YouTube. So,
Yeah, I try to be original, but nowadays like everything has been done, so I'm just like not gonna be so critical about myself anymore. Is what make people entertain, what make people laugh now. So it's like I lots of time I just thinking about ideas in my head. I don't know, randomly, and sometimes just look at okay what others are doing and how can I take the idea and then switch it a little bit, be my own flavor. So
yeah, I love that. Now, can you give us and I think there's going to be a lot of people watching this that are aspiring YouTubers or entrepreneurs, et cetera. And you're going to help out a lot of people, I think. Um,
mhm.
give us like a day in the life of Josh because, and not counting coronavirus, even though hopefully that's behind us a little bit, but
Yeah.
tell us what's a day look like? Like, just, I'm so interested to hear this.
Man, every day is different, bro. Every day is different. I would say right now, I'm trying to give myself a balanced life. So before, I usually just work, 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 work. Now I'm just like Monday to Friday, I try to only work. And Saturday, Sunday, if I can, I give myself a break and go to nature, go hiking, go to the beach, and just kind of get my mind out of it a break, which is I think everybody needs it. It's a balance. So that's kind of what I usually do during the week, and throughout the day, I usually schedule what I have to do like the night before and kind of put it on my calendar. But before that, usually on Sunday, I always have like a weekly schedule, a goal and schedule what I need to do and start like spreading out throughout the week. And I also have my morning routine. Usually, try to wake up like pretty early, like 6 a.m. and take cold showers, and from there meditate and work out and then start eating breakfast, listen to audiobook, and that's kind of how I usually start my morning. Not always, but that's what I kind of like to do. And also I just kind of start. I just finished this book like 2 months ago. It's called Eat the Frog. It's pretty interesting.
I haven't seen
It,
that. I haven't
yeah,
read
you
it.
check it out. It's called How to defeat procrastination. So what it mean pretty much pretty much means is eat that frog because frog is so nasty, ugly looking. You don't want to do it, but that also means the most important things you should do. And lots of people kind of procrastinate because they do the easiest in the morning or whatever in the beginning, and then they leave the hardest in the end. So you should do the most like important, but you don't want to do get that out of the way. So that's what's called eat that frog. So I usually try to eat that frog in the morning, and try to do whatever I don't want to do first, and then start doing other things and the most important things first. And yeah, so that's kind of how I usually do it during my day. Sometimes I'll be filming, sometimes I'll be editing, and sometimes like right now I'm trying to build a team right now. So I'm just like interviewing people and try to make sure it's the right fit. And if we have, the people in the team will have like team meetings and schedule filming and stuff like that. Just pretty much lots of filming, lots of planning, lots of editing, stuff like that. And now I'm actually just recently launched a new course that I want to help people and teach people how to do what I do. Building a brand, building an audience, and then from there on the business side, how the business side works throughout my experience so far. So I'm pretty passionate about that, and that's kind of like my upcoming journey that I want to like pretty much like help people by selling those courses and change people's life because I put like a lot of time into it. I spent like more than a year and a half for the course, and it's about like maybe 80 plus videos, 20 plus hours. So it's a
Wow.
lot of content that in it. So I think that would definitely help someone because I asked myself if I watch this 10 years ago, would it help me? And then the answer is yes. Then I'm like, cool. Then, you know.
I love that. So is the course out right now?
Yeah, it's actually on my website. If you go joshpearling.com, just my name.com, and you'll see it.
Oh, that's a great idea. Now, will that help individuals that are looking to increase their audience, like be a YouTuber full time,
Yep.
or what is
Yep.
it
You
positioned
go
to?
everything step by step, literally from like how to create a YouTube account to like everything, you know, like from the thumbnail, the structure of the video, how to make something go viral, the marketing style stuff, you know, collaboration stuff, and to like editing, filming stuff, just pretty much as I can think about. And I also have like some bonus section, which is talk about just straight on mindset, like how your mind creates reality, and you know, how to deal with haters and how to deal with, you know, certain situation and stuff like that that I have encountered in my past. So I think it's a great course. I really think it's a good one that I put lots of energy into it.
Oh,
So
I think that's great. I'll put that in the show notes for sure. And
yeah,
the
thanks.
cool part is you have the experience and you have the following to prove that what you're doing is working. So I'm
Yeah,
always a believer that advice is great provided the advice is worth receiving. And clearly you have the knowledge and experience. So I think that's a great idea. And can you touch on, just because you brought it up, and I'm glad you brought it up, Josh, this whole, and I think this is a big topic in the social media world, this idea of haters. And do you have just a quick tip or piece of advice for someone that maybe gets some hate or comments or DMs that are just, you know,
yeah, yeah. Well, first of all, if you want to be in this game, if you want to be in as an influencer or build even a brand, you gotta have to have haters. You know, it's like without haters, you're not actually successful. You're not actually doing it right. Because like people hate on you because they see you up there. If they see you down there, you know, they probably won't hate as much as they do. And also you gotta have a thick skin in this game, you know, in life, in business, right? So I think, and another thing I want to quote Gary Vee. He says that a lot. You know, he's like, when people hate on you, you need to see it a different perspective. You can't just see in the surface, oh, they just bad energy, negative energy, and try to hate on you. Yeah, sure, but you want to look deeper. Why do they hate on you? You know, the people that are loving, the people that are in a good life, happy, they don't hate on you. They don't hate on, like I don't hate on people because I'm usually 99% are really happy, really, you know, in a good mindset, optimistic. So I don't even have time to hate on people. So it's like you need to look down to those people, why they hate on you. Maybe they get bullied at school, maybe they hate their life, maybe they hate their job, you know, and they have nothing else to do because they have that negative energy, negative hate and emotion, and they can't release anywhere else but the internet. So, you know, and take that as that and have empathy for those people. And for two, I feel like when people hate on you, hey, guess what? You get more engagement. So it's like they're actually spending their life. We only have one life, and they're spending their life, their time to comment, to hate on you. Is like, hey, cool. You know, it's like it's like they literally spend the most important thing. Money is not the most important thing. Time is. So they spend their time to comment on your post. So it's like they're actually not, they just not don't want to admit they're probably your fan. You know, in a different ways, different energy ways, but hey, they're still watching you, they still like hating on you. It's like, hey, but I do guess like once in a while it does get kind of triggered on you, or sometimes you forget about things and or you're having a bad day. So for that, when that happens, just kind of like I would just completely ignore like for example, if it's on YouTube, I just completely don't even look at YouTube, you know, get my mind off of it, and then go to do something that happy, change my energy, because it's all about energy. When people affect you in the hate comments, because their energy affect your energy, because they can try to come at you, but if your energy is positive, optimistic, you're not gonna get affected by their energy because your energy is strong itself. So you know, that's kind of how I see it.
That's a great response, my friend. That was
Thanks.
very impressive. I mean, do you still get stuff like, Josh, you know,
Yeah.
you suck, or
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All the time. All the time.
which is, I
But
mean,
now I'm kind of like, I'm actually started collecting those hate comments, and I'm actually thinking to start putting on my wall. So it's kind of become like my motivation. So it's kind of like, all right, cool. I see you. Let's cool. Let's go. Let me go out to the top more. Let me grind harder. That's I don't know if everyone's different. Some people see it more negatively affected. I wouldn't suggest that, but I'm the type of person. I'm like, yeah, come on, push me harder. Yeah, come on, give me more pain. I'll show you what I can do. That's different.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, that's awesome. I like that perspective. That really shifts things. Well, is there people, does anyone ever like quote unquote hate, but it's actually constructive
Oh
criticism? And
yeah, no, 100%. I love those. I love those. Those are different. Like you can tell when someone is giving you constructive criticism, and then coming from love. That's different.
yeah, that's a good point. Do
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
when you're talking about the audience, because I'm really curious to ask you this,
yeah.
you clearly have, I mean, you have thousands of people that are commenting or liking whatever your videos, which is just, it's impressive. It's amazing. Do you engage with
Oh
those
yeah.
comments? You do?
I try to engage as much as I can. Yeah, but yeah, but like if I can't spend all my day doing that, so I usually engage the first like hour when I post something or 30 minutes.
You'll stay on the phone and then,
Yeah, yeah, try to talk, try to engage a little bit.
because I mean, you hear, and to your point about Gary Vee, he talks about it keeping engaged with the audience, but like you said, you can't respond to 4,500 comments.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
not
Of
possible.
course, of course.
How do you, how can you give maybe somebody that's just starting out and they're just, maybe they are just starting a YouTube account. Do you
Mhm.
have advice? And I'm sure, we got to point them to your course, because I'm sure you're going to go into
Yeah,
the,
but again, like I feel like I'm not trying to sell people. Like I don't like to be that pushy salesperson. For me, I really believe in my product, first of all, but second of all, if you're not willing to commit, if you're not willing to put in the work, I wouldn't even want you to be in my course, because like it's kind of like I want the best people to be in my course. Someone is literally hungry and willing to do anything and willing to what I call burn the boat, like 100% in, and really want to grind. Then yeah, sure, you can come. But if not, I wouldn't even suggest, because some people want the shortcut. Some people want, they just like, for example, like they hire coach to change their body, they pay hundreds if not thousands of dollars, and they barely put in the work. It's like, okay, you get all the knowledge, but if you're not putting the work yourself, nothing's gonna happen.
that's a really good point. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I hope the people that get into the course are the ones that do make positive changes. And I'm sure
Yeah,
they
because
will.
like, it's kind of like it takes it takes time, it takes work, but if there's like a guideline, there's like a GPS, the guideline, staying on this lane, don't make this mistake, then you definitely will succeed quicker, and faster, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
mean,
what the course is for.
yeah, that's exactly right. Now, when
Yeah.
you're doing these, I think you called them like scripted comedy sketches that are hilarious. Are you? I mean, it's, to me, it seems like you have a ton of creativity. You have a business mind, and you're great at quote unquote acting. Is that what you would call it? Is it like
I
you?
guess so. I guess so. I think it just being me, honestly. I think I'm always that person since I was a kid. I'm always that, what do you call that? That class clown.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I always like to make people laugh. Because for me it's like I found joy by making other people laugh or make other people happy. I found joy doing that. So
And you can tell that you do, because these videos, I mean, they're hilarious. And
thank
you're
you.
saying
Thank you.
some of the people are just random people that are, you just met to
Yeah, yeah.
be in the
Yeah,
videos.
but I kind of enjoy now more to do people that I know, just because like sometimes random people you never know what their reaction, and sometimes most people don't give you a good reaction. And I don't know, now I've been doing it for so long. I'd rather do it on my friends that I know guarantee give you good reactions, and I don't know. I enjoy that even more now, and I can do crazy stuff on my friends because I know they can take it versus some stranger.
Yes, I do know. And
Yeah.
if I ever meet you in person, I'm going to be very careful, because
Oh yeah, here's the thing. I don't prank. Like people think about like they like, oh, if you hang out with him, he's just gonna prank you. No, I only prank people that I really close, like that I feel confident, like comfortable and confident. I don't just prank anyone that I meet. Like that's not how it works.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You can prank me. I can handle it, Josh.
Okay, cool.
I got broad shoulders.
All right.
So what do you say? Because I mean, I'm sure you hear this constantly, and you have so much more experience than myself. So I'm going to ask you this. For the 10, 12, 14-year-old that is, you know, they're growing up with YouTube and they say to their parents or to you or somebody else, I want to be a YouTuber. I mean, this is, you know, as you know,
Yeah.
this is the real deal.
Yeah.
What do you say to that person for a piece of advice if they want that?
I will actually ask the question. Okay, you want to be a YouTuber. How many video have you posted so far on your YouTube?
Oh,
Because that's a reality check. A lot of people want to be YouTuber. I asked that question before, and I asked them, I checked their channel. They barely post anything. They have, I haven't even had to post one video because I'm too scared. I'm like, no, you can't. You gotta post. You gotta start doing things. There's anything in life, right? You gotta start making lessons, not mistake. But the more lessons you make, the more you're gonna get too close to success. So I would just say start making videos, start posting it, start learn how to do editing. Everything is taught on YouTube. You can learn everything on YouTube. I learned how to editing myself. I learned how to film video, everything myself. You know, anything, everything nowadays is on internet for free. You just gotta put the time and work on it. And if you're really passionate about it, you will make it. That's how it works.
that's such a great way and powerful way to put it. I agree with that. So you got to start putting videos out there. And would you tell them just as far as content, like what do they like? You'd ask them questions about what they enjoy.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep, exactly. What you enjoy, what's your niche, find your niche, you know, and then from there, a lot of this I kind of go over in more detail in my course. It literally I talk about like, okay, how do you find your niche first of all? How do you do like niche more like research, right? How do you find a competitor from the bigger YouTuber, medium YouTuber, smaller YouTuber, and what you do with it, and how do you research, you know, their tag, their strategy, their videos, just stuff like that, you know, to kind of amplify and do it on your own.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, this is great. All right, I'm going to ask you a couple more, and then we're gonna hit you with the final 5 rapid fire questions here. All
Sure.
right, what habit or habits, if there's more than one, would you say have made you successful up to this point? And you mentioned meditation, which I'm sure that's a big one. Is there another habit or two that stick out that you feel have really helped you really fast track your success, even though you've been working for 10 years? But
Yeah, I would say consistency and never give up. Never giving up. Just keep pushing it, you know, keep pushing it, trust the process. That's probably one of the number one. Number two, besides consistency, number two will be discipline. You have to be disciplined. That which kind of tied up consistency, right? Discipline with your time. How do you schedule your time? Now another thing I've been learning a lot is discipline with your money. How do you manage your money? Because you know, if you don't know where your money goes, then how are you gonna manage? If you don't know how to manage $10, $100, how are you gonna manage a million, 10 million, 100 million? You know, so it's like time, money, discipline, and never giving up. And
that's good.
also one more thing, I would say, trust your gut, trust your intuition.
Oh, I
That's
like that.
that's super important because I feel like a lot of time is you already know what you need to do. You already know what needs to get done, but you're just debating within yourself and you're not trust that instinct. And a lot of time, the instinct is always right.
That's good. I wrote all of it down. Consistency, discipline, trust your gut. So many good ones in there. And what about, just because we were talking about this before we started recording here, and we mentioned mentors, how important have mentors been to your success?
I think mentor is pretty important. Even though most of the time didn't have a mentor, I I I I mean you don't have to have a mentor. I can put it out that you don't have to, but mentor definitely can help you a lot quicker because you kind of learn how to not make the mistake they make rather than learning what they do successfully. You want to learn what they like did wrong so you don't make that mistake, which saves you time, which makes you process faster. So that's what I would suggest. And lots of time, I think people are more of a me type of mentality, in which I was like that in my 20s. Kind of like more of a taker. There's a good book called Giver and Taker, a
Mm,
give and take. I actually have a tattoo on my chest right here. It says give.
Ooh, I love that. Plus,
So,
he's jacked. Look at him. He's
oh,
shredded.
thanks, man. Thanks. I try to stay fit. So yeah, so I think a lot of time if you do find a mentor, make sure the person actually not just talking, actually had the action back it up. Because I lived in Hollywood for a while. Most people talks a lot. I stopped listening with my eyes. I started listening with like not I started watching it with my ear, not with my eyes, because like
Ah,
people talk all the time. Talk is cheap, you know. So it's like cool. He say this way, is he actually doing that? So find a mentor that actually doing it, not just talking. So there's so many guru, right? So many people online nowadays try to say they do all this, make all this money, but are they actually, you know, find what they're actually doing day by day, week by week, and their track record? Then if they actually are the legit, right? I would suggest people, especially younger kids, don't think about what is for you. Think about what value you can give that person, give your mentor. And I'm talking about like just give, because the more you give, the universe work in an interesting way. It will give you more than pretty much give. And thing is, like a lot of people I see, a lot of time people will email me, message me, be like, "Hey Josh, I need help," you know, but they coming from a wrong mindset. They coming from like, how can you do for me instead of what I can do for you? Because if you come out as, cool, Josh, I work for you, you don't have to pay me, you know, I'll do it for free. And then let's say I do it for 3 months, I'll be the hardest worker in the room. And after 3 months, if you decide to pay me, great. If you're not, then we just part away. Everything's still good, you know? And then I think that's the best way to do it. Because for the mentor, there's nothing else. He has nothing else to lose, you know, because time is so important for some of the successful people, right? So it's like, I think that's super important to find a mentor, but provide value rather than what can I get from him.
that was, you have so much wisdom, my friend. This is
Thanks.
impressive. I just want to say something. Having watched your videos, and you're making me laugh in every one of these videos, what I appreciate is you seriously have so much wisdom and can go so deep
Yeah, I
on
can go pretty deep.
non, yeah, I mean, on
I have
non-comedy.
two sides. I had two sides.
Yeah,
I had a very fun, entertaining side, and I had a very deep side, a spiritual side of me.
that's so cool that you have both, and you're so strong in both sides of those. So,
I try to. Still work in progress.
hey, aren't we all? Aren't we
Yeah,
all?
yeah.
All right, we're going to get to the final five. Is there anything you have? What's next? Is there something exciting in front of you that you want to share that you have going, other than, we know the course, and I'm going to plug the website again. Is
Yeah,
there
appreciate
anything else that you're excited about coming up?
it. The core is probably the reason my focus right now. I do want to build a big team. I want to build a team that pretty much like the movie 300, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
like small team, but literally tight. Like, you know, not like, I don't need 3,000 warrior. I just need 300, because those 300, if they're dedicated, they're willing to die for me, I'm willing to die for them. We can defeat a 30,000 army. So that's kind of like what I want to create, you know, like a very tight army. And yeah, pretty much build from there. Eventually I really want to do is I love traveling. So I was in Asia for 6 months last year. So I want to pretty much travel around the world, but also, you know, make business, make content, but with my team pretty much.
Oh, this is great. That's exciting. That is freaking exciting right there. All right. Well, this guy has been so generous in his time. I appreciate it. I'm going to hit you with the last five questions if you're up for it. It's
Let's do it.
rapid fire, like quick responses. We'll see how you
Sure.
do here.
Let's do
All
it.
right. Question number one, Josh, how do you want to be remembered?
Yeah, I thought about that actually quite often. I always think about what happened when I'm in my graveyard and when I'm in my coffin, and you know, if I had conscience at the time, looking around, whatever, I'm like, what would that be? First of all, I don't want to regret anything in life, and so far I haven't regret anything that I've done. Um, I want to be remembered as someone that helps people. I want be remembered as someone that changed the world, changed people's life. Without me, maybe someone wouldn't be there. Without me, maybe things will have be different. And because I think about this a lot, I'm like, okay, cool. Eventually, if I become very successful, let's say hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, then how would I use those money? Would I use those money to buy a bunch of mansions, buy a bunch of material stuff, or can I use those to change people's life, which will last forever? I'm a very, how do I say, inspired by what Alexander the Great says before he died. He pretty much says, those three things. I just kind of mentioned two. One, he says he wanted his arm to be seen when he buried, meaning that he come with nothing. He had all this treasure and all this material treasure in the world, but he leave with nothing. He can't bring it with him in the death. So that's what I want to, remember. And another one I want to remember is like, is what he can. I think it was. I just paraphrase. I think the third one is like he's saying like, it is not about what he can gain and he cannot take it with him, but what he can do for others will last for generations. So that's what will last forever. So I'm inspired to do that.
Oh man, this is so good. What are you most thankful for, Josh?
Being alive.
Yeah.
Being alive, healthy, and being, thankful for my parents. I'm thankful for lots of things, actually. When you start thinking about it, it's like I'm thankful for lots of things. So
I can tell. That's great that you're thankful for so much.
Yeah.
All right. If I see Josh on the dance floor at a wedding reception, what is his go-to dance move?
I used to break dance, so I'll probably break dance.
Oh, that's right. You're a dancer. That's a perfect question.
I used to.
Is there any videos floating around of you breakdancing? I'd love to see
it. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to see me, but I was in a music video back in 10 years ago. It's called "Teach Me How to Dougie."
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, if you see me, a guy wear all red pants and shirt and with blonde dreadlocks, that's me.
I'm writing it down.
It's hard to spot, but yeah, if I point it out, you might be able to see it. So.
I'm gonna send you a screenshot once I find it. I'm gonna find it. All right. What's the biggest obstacle you've overcome?
Biggest obstacle. I think there's always obstacle every other day, every other week. I think the biggest obstacle, honestly, is probably conquering myself, and I'm still conquering myself every day. There's different challenges, because I remember 2-3 years ago, I have a couple of times had like mental breakdown, and I'm like depressed, and that was weird because I am like, okay, cool, now I make decent money, now I have all these followers, I live in Hollywood, like what people dream to be, but I was depressed, and I think I had to step back and to focus on who I am and myself and relationship and everything to discover more, diving more. I think a lot of people, they dive out way too much. They looking and searching, but they forgot to dive in. So I think that's what I have conquered more about myself and learn more about myself even to this day.
Oh, I love that. I wrote down dive in versus diving out. That's so good. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better and you got that smile on your face.
Meditation, man, meditation.
I'm a believer. I am a big believer of that. I'm with you. All right, last one. Who is your hero?
Man, who is my hero? Let's see. Who is my hero? Let me think.
I like it.
I would say probably my mom. Yeah, I would say probably my mom. She is just dedicated, and she's just such a sweetheart, such a nice person. She's always giving, always helping, dedicate her whole life helping people, helping me, helping my sister, and just probably my mom, I would say.
Love it. No, that's a great answer. That's beautiful. I'm glad you shared all that. Well, I appreciate your time, Josh. This is Josh Lynn. Before we get out of here, just remind everybody where they can, and we'll put it in the show notes too, but how can people follow your journey? What's the best way?
Yeah, I think the best way is Instagram, I would say. Instagram, or YouTube. YouTube is, but again, like, you don't see this side of me on any social media. I haven't started, showing that side of me yet. I think I eventually will start doing so. But right now I'm just all more like the funny guy, the entertaining guy, but not this guy. But
I
still
love.
it's there. So yeah, that's probably you can find me YouTube, Instagram, probably TikTok soon in the future. But I'm doing it right now. So it's like pretty much everywhere. It's all the same handle.
And it's full name, right?
Yeah, it's Josh Perlin. If you type it, you'll find me at any
Josh
platform.
Perlin, Paler. Last name is Lin. We'll put it in the show notes. Josh, thank you so much for your time. This has
Thank you,
been
man.
awesome. I have a feeling you just positively affected a lot of people, and I appreciate
That
that.
would be great. That would be great. Even just one person, that would be great. That would be worth my time.
Well, you got one, so we'll go for two
All
now.
right.
I'm already in.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it.
Bye, man.